So I recorded a thing with my brother regarding establishing a feedback loop, but I know that not everybody wants to watch all 26 minutes of that for all of the details, and so in this video I'm going to break down the feedback loop and establishing a feedback loop specifically for the singers that follow this channel. First and foremost, you need to get your information. So one of the things that comes up is the memorizing of lyrics or learning a new song. So when we get our information, we can do this by getting an audio recording of the song and getting a set of lyrics for the song. Easy enough, right? So let's get into number 2, which is what do we do with that information? The second thing we want to do with that information is we want to create prompts that force us to recall that information. In the event of me getting a bunch of words from a song, I need to be able to somehow train my mind to recall all of those lyrics. And so what we can do is we can break down the song, whether it be phrase by phrase, paragraph by paragraph, and we can establish different prompts. And a prompt is this. A prompt is an appeal to the senses that forces the recalling of information. A great example of this would be flashcards, cue cards, right? You have a visual stimulus that basically asks a question. So in the example of, say, for example, hound dog, you ain't nothing but a what? The answer is you ain't nothing but a hound dog. And so that is both a language prompt and a visual prompt. And we can also record audio. You ain't nothing but a what? Could be audio stimulus, a prompt that forces recall. Luckily, in this day and age, there are many flashcard makers. And if you're really strapped for that, you can get Audacity, it's free. Or you can get a phone recording or recording app, also free. And you can just record a bunch of prompts or make a bunch of prompts that are flashcards. The more random, the better. And the more varied, the better. So I'd actually recommend doing both. The next thing that we did not discuss in the podcast, but it will be on the next episode in more detail, is taking breaks. We need to take a step back in order to measure and think about the effectiveness of our feedback loop. We have a feedback loop. We do the feedback loop in order to practice, but then we need to tweak that feedback loop in order to make it better. And this is a never-ending process. Eventually, you will have a method that you will have built for yourself, custom for you, on how to memorize a piece of music. And that's huge. This all sounds very simple, because it is. It's not complicated. If you want to know more about why this works, you can watch the podcast. But if you just want a method, real quick, on how to actually memorize a piece of music quickly, this is the answer. And it's hyper effective, but it's also hard because you need to actually sit down and do it, and there's no substitution for that. Anyway, until next time, happy singing.